The maternity service in the United Kingdom is filled with so much discrimination. Discrimination against Black women. It's not news. When I started TikTok, I usually come to hammer about this topic. Black women face racism at the critical time of their life. You all know that the critical time of women's life is when she's trying to birth a baby. A woman that is trying to give birth. The pain, you can't compare the pain that woman is on. It's like this woman, you can just compare like somebody that the whole bones in their body is breaking. That is the critical time in every woman's life. It doesn't matter if you're a Black woman or if you're a white woman. But the discrimination, the racism in the maternity sector in the NHS is becoming so alarming. It's not like them say, oh, this is what I've seen happen to people that are close to me over and over again. You see women go to the maternity, you don't give their body time to go through the process of labor. You don't give their body time to fall into labor. You just want to try to talk induction of labor to them. There's a time where induction comes. If there is a risk to the baby, you can sell induction of labor to some women. If like maybe this woman is past their due date, because we all know pregnancy, 40 weeks plus or minus 2 weeks. Some of these women have not even gone to the place you need to start telling them induction of labor. You've started selling induction of labor to them. And before you know, maybe when the induction fails, it will be an emergency cesarean section. There have been cases of women, Black women, go to the NHS to deliver and they ask for pain relief. They ask for pain relief, which everybody knows that pain in labor makes you go crazy. And what the midwife or people there will tell them is that, I thought you are a strong Black woman. What the elf? See, I don't like this morning. I'm getting so pissed off. But somehow I've come across a video that the United Kingdom, wherever government is trying to investigate this. I can't wait for this investigation to pull through, because not like they are trying to check the kind of nonsense that goes through in the maternity of the NHS. Because when I moved to the UK, I moved in as a nurse. And if you follow me very well, you know that I'm trying to transition to start working as a midwife. And all of you that knows me personally knows that I'm not going to practice midwifery because of anything. The only reason I'm going to practice midwifery is that it's like there needs to be Black midwives now in the maternity sector. At least when someone has to make the move, let all of us that have midwifery certificates start using it, because our sisters are suffering. I have been in a case where I know a colleague, she is in labor. She went to the hospital, and if you see, it's not her first baby, it's not the second, it's not the third, and they sent her back saying that she is not in established labor. But the way this woman is showing, the way she's acting and all, I could bet she was in an established labor. And I took the leap of faith, went to her house, because she's a nurse as well. She has sterile glue, and I did a vaginal examination. The woman they said is not in established labor was 7 cm dilated. Yes, I did that VE. And for me, look at my hands. You can know that I have small fingers. So if someone that thinks he or she has big fingers do that vaginal examination, she might be maybe they might say get 5 or whatever, because vaginal examination is not objective, it's subjective. Guys, to cut the long story short, by the time I told her you need to go back again, by the time this woman went back to the maternity sector, she ended up having that baby in the lounge. They couldn't even move her to the labor room to have the baby because she started pushing. This is just one of the few. I can go on counting. Then at a point, I told myself, this nonsense has to stop. Some of us that are very strong-willed need to go to the maternity and wait. Even though we work 3 days, that 3 days we work, we save the life of some Black women. It's going to at least give an edge for a Black woman to come to the maternity ward and see that this delivery is going to be taken by a fellow Black woman. That is the only reason I'm going back to practice midwifery. If I have ever discussed it with you, if you know me, I will tell you that my goal is do that at some particular point, go out of there and open a birthing center that can cater for just the Black, because the discrimination, it's alarming. Look at the statistics. Statistics shows that Stillbirth, black babies are twice at risk to be born as stillbirth than other babies. Go also, like, this is what you can check in this country. Then black women, colored women are also twice to 3 times at risk to die during childbirth or immediately after childbirth or days after it. Why? Because they discriminate them in where, like, they don't care. They don't care in the nutshell. They don't care. They just, what they are going to do for the other races, they won't do it for the black woman because they believe you are a strong black woman. You are asking for painkiller, like, even when you are pushing, they don't care. If you need an episiotomy, they don't care. You can push that baby and tear your vagina. Nobody cares. Then the statistics is telling for itself. Twice stillbirth, twice as the women themselves, or 3 times the women dying. Why? Because of lack of proper care given to them. Later, we would also talk about the internal dysfunction that happened between you people in that your maternity section. But God so kind, the government is investigating this now because I think it's long overdue. Because it's not rumors, people are crying sometimes. And to be fair, because I don't like being biased most of the time, even the locals, like the white as well, complain of the maternity service here. But most of the complaint comes from the black, the foreigners. Why should it be so? Why should you discriminate care, critical care as maternity, labor, and delivery because of color? I can't just wait for the government to do this so we know. Even though I know that maybe nothing will come out of it, but maybe it can make some of you to sit down.